Hi there. So it's been a while again, but this is a hobby for me. So I come here when I can, and I hope to help somebody out there. Like I've been helped with all the nice information I also get from YouTube. And as we all know, we all got affected by the cold front that we got here in Florida. And as you can see, I wasn't an exception. But I like to show around my yard because some things did really good. And you wouldn't believe what did good. So I'm gonna give you a tour around, and then I could let you know what suffered, what seems to be okay and will recover. And I think it's most of my things, or I'm hoping, like everybody else. But here we go. So this is my yard after the cold front. Been doing little work here and there, but not much because we don't want to touch anything right now, although I don't believe there's gonna be a cold front anymore. I've been checking the weather and it seems like it's gonna be pretty nice, but one of the things that really got affected in my yard is my clusias, which are Florida friendly but not native. And I'm gonna show you my wish if I had a chance to redo this, what I would have picked before I decided to go towards more Florida native, Florida friendly. But I don't know if you guys have the same problems, but the bees are going crazy. Poor babies. I decided to feed them once, like sugar water, but then I read about it and it said they'll go after their honey if they're scarce. But yeah, so the only thing I basically did is some plants that I saw that could get a little trim and it wouldn't be affected in case we have a cold weather. I trimmed it. But here we go. My Bahama cassia, Bahama strong bark. Poor baby. I covered it, but we really suffered with the cold front. I'll put my cup of tea down so I can show it to you. But I think it's still fine. It will be fine. You'll bounce back. We'll give it a couple more weeks to see how he does, but he has some green leaves. Even the parts, they say when the wood splits like this that it's not a good sign, but even this branch has some bouncy healthy tips, so I'll just let it be. A lot of the leaves fell off already. Give it a couple of more weeks, see if anything is sprouting or coming back. Also the tea bush, Malokia temerosa, really got it hard, and this is such a great helper for the bees, so it's been a struggle not having it. The poor bees are going nuts looking for food, but again it also seems like it's gonna bounce back, so a patience game. But I covered my vegetable garden. Most of it is cold crops and it was fine. Did not cover my salvias, my rosemary, my rose, this Eagles and holly, beautiful, nothing happened to it. My fire spike, this one had a little bit of burning, but I guess the house protected it, so I trimmed a couple of the dead flowers because the hummingbird really loves this one, and I'm hoping that the new shoots will provide also new flowers. But this clusia right there is a little bit better. You see as I go towards the other side. I did cover my dragon fruit and it still got major cold damage, a frost damage. We had like, I think it was like 24 or less with the wind and everything. But again, hopefully we'll bounce back. Cut the dead parts out and just let it recover. My avocado did awesome. And the holly, Yupan holly, also didn't mind the cold. The kuntis, look at it. Although these kuntis been struggling on this spot here, I'm not sure why, but maybe they're adapting because they're pretty adaptable to climates and to the soil and wetness of the soil and shade or sun. So we'll see, but they didn't mind the cold. Again, the salvias didn't mind the cold. My jaboricaba minded the cold, and I covered it. But it seems like you already have some little leaves growing from it. So again, look at this now. The dwarf hollies, still beautiful. The St. John's wort, still beautiful. The Valtus viburnum didn't even mind the cold. So these are all natives, and they're great in the heat of our Florida weather, and also in this cold front that we had. Also the Simpson stopper didn't mind at all. So when I was talking about my clusias and what I wish I'd done when I knew about how important it is to provide food and shelter to animals, I would have done a hedge of maybe cocoa plums, which suffered too, I guess, here in Florida, or the Simpson stopper. It would have been a pretty one. So what I would have done if I knew these clusias are so aggressive, I would have done like a beautiful hedge of Simpson stopper and then do that layering, and it will give so much more food and refuge for the birds. But the hummingbird is still happy here, and I decided to get some just little plants for here, because the ones that were here, which were the salvias and the pentas, they died. Didn't die, but I had to cut them back, and I really want the birds and the pollinators to have something. So I was just doing some work today, replanting some, cut down some to refill this area here. My acerola also suffered, but the weeping holly did really nice. Pine tree did really nice. The elderberry got a bunch, but some leaves wilted a little bit, but still going strong. And this area here I protected too. I protected this area, here, and this one seemed to do better than the other one. So the other one was as pretty as this one here, I believe prettier. So my sugar apple, I covered it. Hopefully it will be fine. I'll give some updates later on, but again, look at this, so pretty, and even growing like crazy, the Valtus viburnum. My hibiscus didn't do so well. I didn't cover this one. I covered the other one. The other one is already getting some greens on the tips. This one I trimmed it because I know it will be fine. They're strong little plants. And the rouge plant didn't even bother. So hopefully I had another video about how the birds love these little berries, and hopefully we get lots of little berries for the birds. Like the painted bunting comes, the cardinal loves it. So look at this. The clusia is pretty much really damaged. I'm hoping it comes back strong, but it really suffered, and I do wish I had the hedge of some stoppers. It would have been beautiful here. If only I knew back then when I planted them. But this is how the yard is looking after that huge frost. One that I'm hoping that will come back is my fire bush that I trained to be a tree, because it really got hit hard. So I'm gonna wait to see how brittle these branches are and see where I have to cut back. It's still alive. I just don't want it to grow back from the bottom, because you can see here the little young shoot coming out. But the tree got a big hit. So we'll see. I'll give you updates after. The spiderwort didn't even budge, didn't bother. Now it's flowering, so hopefully this is an additional food for the pollinators. The native salvias didn't mind, and the Bahama cassia, look at it, nice and green. So didn't mind the frost. Also the T viburnum. T viburnum? No, I forgot. Oh my god, today. But yeah, beach verbena. That's it. I have to name my plants. I know the names, but you know when things blank on you. But these didn't even mind. So a great little one to have there, just to supplement also the pollinators when hopefully we won't have this happen again this bad. But if it does happen, you still have some pretty flowers. And this one here, I think it's impatience. He also died back, but I cut it, trimmed, but it's coming back. Of course these here didn't mind the cold. But the panthers, they're all gone. These are all new right here, panthers that I just planted in this area here. Got damaged. The fire spike, the purple one right there, also got more damaged. And the blueberry didn't mind. Dill didn't mind. Gardenia didn't mind. Tomatoes gone. It was beautiful. Eggplant was gone. But it's growing back. My poor mango. I guess I'm gonna have to prune it hard. But hopefully it'll be back. My guava is also pretty sad. But hopefully it'll grow back, so I'll give it maybe mid-March, or if I see any new little buds coming in, to see where I want to cut it. Which I'm not sure if that's a new one right there. So take a good look as days go by. But this is how the yard is looking this way. So some things did well, really well. My natives mostly. Other things didn't do so well. Like I knew the Bahama strong bark. It is native to Miami area, so I'm pushing it a little bit. But I think it's doing fine here. It will come back. Hopefully I won't have to cut too much of the beautiful weeping branches. But look at this. The salt bush didn't even care. I forgot to show that one. And the Jamaica creeper back there didn't even care about the cold. So if you want to choose some plants that are resistant to cold again this crazy weather, you have an idea. And I'm going to show you the front yard, which I just did, so you can see how it's looking if I really got a loss. But look at this one, also didn't mind. Loquat minded a little bit. This one I covered the star fruit but I'm gonna have to cut some branches too off it, but it's not dead. And towards the front, basically no loss. So, and I didn't cover any of these. I covered this one here, and he suffered still, but again, you can see the little leaves growing already from it. The kuntis, the dwarf hollies, Walter's viburnum, the ones that I planted, the beach verbena that I have here. It's all good. Again, the tea bush, Malakia temerosa, suffered, this young one that I planted, but I already see the little new shoots coming out. So my eagles and holly's fine. So basically everything here in the front did awesome, and I'm happy. I just need to replace, if anything, my fire bush. Hopefully not. But it died back too. And then the other little cactus that I had on this side here also didn't make it. But this one did well, so there you go. Again, since I'm stopper, look at it. He was growing some new leaves when the frost came, and they weren't very happy, but he'll bounce back. But this is how it's looking. So hope you guys could recover well from this frost, and I hope this video helps you for a decision if you're planning a garden, to see what works, even, believe it or not, for the winter here, because it's been pretty different. But hope this helps, and until next time, see ya.